Videos from all over the internet that's going to flip your perspective. You won't believe what happens next. These videos are game changers. Let's just start.
I was in a relationship and then I went to a therapist and she was probably like the only good therapist I've ever seen. And I remember I said like, you know, I just feel really sad because I'm not with this person anymore.
She sounds like a trans woman.
Half the time that you're with somebody to get over somebody. She was like, I think that's stupid. And I was like, stupid? And I remember she was like, take as long as you want it to. I was like, okay, so what does that mean? She's like, how about Thursday? And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, how about by Thursday you're over it? And I was like, what does that mean? She's like, we stop talking about it and you move on. I think so many people, they use words like heartbreak. I am heartbroken. I feel like a part of me has died. It's like, no, your heart has not broken. You are no longer in a relationship with somebody, and the reality is you're going to find somebody else and fucking forget about them in 5 years.
True that.
Mom! Hold on, just relax.
Just relax.
I got arrested. You're Tamika, right?
Ow!
Just turn around for me, okay?
I'm trying to ask how.
DNA from the male members of the household, and it was confirmed through DNA testing at the OSBI to match. Part of the reason charges were filed on the parents was because there was no intervention to prevent any type of improper actions towards this child at the time who couldn't fend for herself.
Yo, women love to call men thirsty, but they hate a man that they can't manipulate with their body. If they can't pop off that bra, shake a little ass, and he's not drooling all over her, she is pissed. Like, how dare he ask for intellect, substance, a skill set, or conversation? I'm a woman. I don't need to do any of that.
I'm about to go to work, bro. What are you doing here, bro?
I told you I need some money. Your son needs some diapers. You need some rice. You need some food. And I need to get my hair done. So
Get your hair done. Like that's not my problem getting your hair done, bro.
I texted you and told you I was coming up here to get the money to get my hair done.
And I don't even get paid. I don't even get paid till Friday. He hungry. What about the money that you got last month?
What money? That money got spent. I have to take care of him every day. What are you talking about?
Bro,
I have to eat every day. I have to eat every day. We got stuff to do. That money been spent. I need some money to get my hair done.
What does you happen to eat got anything to do with me?
My son need him a couple of things. He needs some new clothes. He needs some shoes. I mean, you working? You got a job, right?
Bro, I'm
you
just.
Got a job. You can't give me no money for your.
Bro, I don't get paid till Friday, bro. I don't get paid till Friday, bro.
You can't give me no money for your.
Like
son.
you popping up in my job like this, bro. This crazy, bro.
You can't give me no money for your son.
This crazy, bro.
You can't give me no money for your son. You weird.
How am I weird? Because I don't want to get your hair done.
It's cool though. It's cool. You won't be seeing your son no more. Bye.
I'm staying in jail for the next 2 days.
The next day or two. So you could be arraigned in the morning.
I'm staying the night in jail?
Tonight, yes, you will.
They told me when they picked me up that I wasn't.
So you're going to spend the night
Oh my
tonight.
God! Oh my gosh, please. Oh my God, oh my God. I'm gonna be, oh my God. Oh my God.
But you did it, so what's your
Why do I
problem?
have to stay in jail for something like this? I didn't hurt somebody. I mean, this is crazy. I've never been in trouble in my entire life. Why do I have to spend the night in jail for this? I will come back, I promise. I don't, but this is like crazy.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I've never done anything. I don't, oh my God.
Alright, Heather, let's be anything further and we'll get you going, okay? Watch your knees.
My husband bangs me every day in a free relationship. I lost a bet with my hubby, where I agreed that I would have sex with him anytime he wanted for a whole week. It was a wild week. It started on a Saturday morning, and he took full advantage. The first time I woke up before him and was in the kitchen making us breakfast. He came into the kitchen wearing just his boxers and lifted my robe and pulled my panties down, forcing me to remove them and throwing them to the side and saying that I would not need them this week. He wouldn't let me stop cooking, as he banged me from behind and played with my clit. He ended up busting his loads in me and told me to keep the robe on for today since he liked the easier access. A few hours later, I was doing chores when he came into the room and whipped it out in front of my face. Knowing what he wanted, I started slurping him until he eventually bent me over and went to Pound Town. I never did something like this before, but it made me feel like a woman doing her feminine duties, and I loved it. I loved pleasing him this way. He ended up fucking me 8 times that first day. During the week, he ended up fucking me in all kinds of wild places, like on a video call with my boss, in my office at work, in the woods, on a hike, in a park, and even on a bus. He would also use a remote control vibrator when we're in public. It ended up being really hot and helped our sex life a ton, even though the bet was over. I say yes to sex way more and always try to be ready even when I'm not in the mood, because with a few strokes in, I'm going to want it.
Interesting.
Men do not care about the consequences of their actions. They just do whatever they feel like doing. They will go for another woman as soon as they meet somebody better than you. They will sleep with another woman while they're married to you simply because they fell in love with someone else. They are less emotional than us. The quickest way to get into a man's head is to mirror his actions. Instead of reacting all emotional about every single move he makes, you beat him with his own actions. You become rational. You become strategic. You become indifferent. You become ice cold. So once you found out what he did, or what his plans are, or that he doesn't want to commit, or that he slept with someone else, you do not give him an emotional reaction, and that is how you win. They want to get a reaction out of you, because the more you react emotional, the more it proves to him that you love him, that you're so desperate for his approval, that you're truly hurt by what he did to you. Do you want to give a man that hurt you that privilege? No, absolutely not. And this is why you handle your emotions, and this is why you keep your mouth shut, and you're gonna have to think like a man but act like a lady. The woman that can handle her emotions and feels indifferent about him is the biggest threat to his fragile male ego.
So the more needless that you are, the more that I think you can indulge in love. The issue is that, like I talk about in the book, people functionally enter into relationships to exchange things that they need. And the less you need, the more relationships become kind of a luxury, like it's based on a desire. You could kind of take them or leave them, which generally means that you will transact fewer of those relationships because they certainly involve some sort of expense or opportunity cost. So most people who are needless say if it happens, it happens, and if not, I'll be fine, right? So I think that's part of why we see fewer relationships being transacted, is that people are actually doing better in industrialized world, and we don't need each other quite as much as we used to. Now, let's say that even in this relative needlessness, you're able to meet another person and you form an authentic emotional connection with them that over time blossoms into love. Well, now you kind of do need them. You kind of do need them because it's going to sound weird, but you can get addicted to good things.
I hate you. I will never forgive you. He took my whole world away from me. Your Honor, all this monster had to do was say he did not want to be a father.
In a harrowing case that has left a New Jersey community reeling, Christopher Greger, 32, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for the death of his 6-year-old son, Corey Micciolo. The sentencing follows Greger's conviction for aggravated manslaughter and child endangerment, after subjecting Corey to months of abuse and forcing him to run on a treadmill until he collapsed. Greger's defense argued that Corey died from a rapidly spreading infection, but medical experts testified that the boy suffered blunt force trauma, with a forensic pathologist confirming that his death was due to blunt impact injury of the chest and abdomen with laceration of the heart. During the emotional sentencing, Corey's mother, Brianna Micciolo, tearfully described the unimaginable suffering her son endured. He has no remorse for any of the actions he committed. His only remorse is because he got caught and convicted, she said.
The heir to a £230 million pie fortune has been found guilty of murdering his best friend on Christmas Eve. 24-year-old Dylan Thomas brutally stabbed 23-year-old William Bush 37 times in a house they shared together in Cardiff.
I need an ambulance to my house.
Okay, what's the address?
Lander.
Okay, is the patient awake?
No, I think, no. My friend.
Okay, is he breathing?
No, he's not, he's dead.
Thomas admitted manslaughter by reason of diminished responsibility, with his defense arguing that he was psychotic at the time of the killing and had since been diagnosed with schizophrenia. But prosecutors said the attack was planned, suggesting a resentment of William had been growing as he planned on moving out to live with his girlfriend. After a week-long trial, Dylan was found guilty of murder. Dylan's granddad, Stanley Thomas, is the founder of Peter's Pies. His net worth was estimated to be £230 million in 2013, and he sat in court throughout the trial.
A man will sleep with you, baby, and he don't like you. He will live with you and be with you and don't.
Ladies, let's talk about it. Because this is very true. A man will sleep with you and live with you and not like you. It's a simple fact that he knows that what you provide for him, so he likes what you provide. But you personally, no. Why do you think a lot of dudes be like, oh, after I did this, after I did that, he was just so
I think it's the same as women, right? Yes.
Because he really didn't like you. He was only susceptible to him when you were laying in bed with him.
See that she likes you or you are John.
But once you cut all those ties and you cut that off, it only makes him
same as women
even more, because now you cut off the supply of what he was originally using you for. So now he has to figure out another way to get what he wants from someone else. Men don't like that.
It's the same as women.
He can't use you and he can't use to get what he wants from you, then you're no longer useful to him.
It's the same as women.
They try to drop you and they end up going to find someone better than you, and they can't, so they come back.
It's the same as women.
Who she cheated with or had sex with in her past is on her LinkedIn page. That I can guarantee. All social media, all business related or not, is a dating site. Everything
that's
online
very
is
true
a dating
though.
site.
Yeah.
If you need to DM me a story that corroborates this, please do so.
Me and my ex-husband, we got divorced.
That's
he was
very
arrested
true.
for hurting my son in 2017.
What was he doing to your son? Like just being like physically abusive?
My son, Colson, he was like 4 or 5 months old. Me and my husband were both alcoholics at that point, but he was like a mean alcoholic. So we get home and my son's fine.
Alcoholic.
He looks fine. He's not crying. Like I never thought about it again. And then fast forward to May 12th, 2017, we dropped the kids off at the babysitter's house, who we met at work. They were pretty cool, but we were getting high with them, doing perks and drinking. But I wasn't like running background checks on these people. Like I didn't care, honestly. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I dropped the baby. I dropped the fucking baby. And I'm like, what? And then he hung up the phone.
Oh.
So I go get my husband, because we work together, because I wasn't allowed to not work with him. And we go down there, and my son's like being life flighted to Children's. And long story short, they done like an MRI, and he had one old brain injury and one new brain injury at 4 months old. Both the retinas in his eyes were completely detached. He had a fractured shin bone. He had bleeding through every single layer in his eye. He had 2 subdermal hematomas and like a fractured like neck. I don't know what you call it, but like where your neck is like attached to your head.
Yeah.
That was like fractured. They said it was like he was thrown off a 12-story building. Like he shouldn't be here.
4 months old.
At 4 months old, he had shaken baby syndrome.
My daughter, who's now, she's 16, was a victim of baby selling.
So she was being trafficked?
Yes. So I got this call one day and they said, oh, can you come pick up this baby? And it's, from reputable NGOs who give me context, right? So we go to this house and there's this Chinese lady and there's a baby on the sofa. And then I see another child in another room. They said they wanted money and I said, it's a Saturday. My ATM limit is this much and the bank isn't open. I need to make phone calls. So I go outside, I call the police. I call welfare, an NGO that does a lot of work on trafficking. I said, what is this island they're telling me, right? They said that is where the traffickers use as pit stop to take the victims for trafficking across to Thailand. And she said they're going to maim her, like chop off her arm or whatever, so that she looks more pitiful to use. So I went back in, I said, okay, how much do you want? I'll give it, but I don't have now because it's a Saturday. Can I please take her home? I'll show you where I live. I said, I'll give you half the money on Monday, half the money, and I put her back.
So you never got married and never had kids?
No.
So why did you choose not to get married and have children?
Everybody picks their spots in life. A lot of my friends divorced and they got some real headaches in their life. So when I look at that, I don't have too much gray hair, at least in that regard.
Do you regret not having kids and having a family?
Generally, yes. Who's going to take care of you when you get old? Yeah, your children are. Generally speaking, that's the way it works. I'll probably have to find a nursing home, that type of thing.
Let me ask you this. Are you happy?
To a great degree, I am. Got a great network of friends. That's the key to life. Staying connected with your friends means so much. I found that to work real well for me. In my case, I never had a wife, never had any kids, and I could do a lot in my lifetime.
Wow, so you're...
That's interesting. Yeah, we've come to the end of the videos. It was interesting, isn't it? Wasn't it? Yeah, it was. So yeah, we've come to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also share with your friends, and also click on the notification bell icon so that any video that I post, you will be the first to get it. Adios amigos, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.